that we can use technology today to make it possible for us to be grounded, even if we're in high-rise building, in the office, and so on and so forth. Because many of us spend 8 hours in the office on our computers and so on. So there's a lot of that electromagnetic field that we are absorbing, but we do not discharge them. And one easy and cheap way to do it is grounding.
Look, we always been chasing these days for the best antioxidants, whether it's in a capsule form, whether it's in a form of plant-based fruits, vegetables, or even some fancy IV drip therapies these days, which we have. But let's go back to basics. Let's go back to basics, like this free energy that Earth provides, and this whole beautiful circadian rhythm, and how our geomagnetic position of our Earth generates this negative and positive charge in the body. So we just now need to learn how to tap into it.
Itu feel ni pancreatic cancer
Bersama saya Dr. Roland
satu benda yang and one of the worst stress can happen bila you makan tak sedap.
Doktor, saya punya culture kena makan nasi.
Zaman moden.
But at every second of your life you either earn or learn.
To Medic Show. Okay, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of Lesong Batu Medic Show. Today you might be wondering that what is this green mat here? So this is an earthing mat by Gaia. It's a grounding mat. So a lot of you have known about grounding, how much of benefit it provides to your health. So that today I'm very blessed to have a expert in his research and his vision, Dr. Chua all the way from Singapore. Thank you for coming today. Just to begin with that, I understood that you are also an infectious disease specialist, and you've done a lot of contributions globally in curbing infectious disease. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Roland, for having me here. I first heard about your podcast and all this, and I certainly feel that it's an honor to be here with you to cover on areas that will be beneficial to people in general for their health as well as their well-being. So thank you for having me here.
Welcome, man. So, Doc, I'm going to jump in straight to the subject of your journey as a specialist in medicine, and how did you sort of like felt there was such importance into looking into the other basic fundamentals of medicine, like grounding, earthing ourselves. How did that come along?
All right, thank you. Maybe very briefly, what triggered my interest aside from just conventional medicine was that about 34 years ago, I found that I had a brain tumor. And I had an open brain surgery, and after the surgery, my brain surgeon told me that he could remove only about 70% of the tumor. There was still another 30% of it sitting on the right parietal side of my brain, and which affects my left leg, So, and I went for open brain surgery. I also went for the gamma knife, the radiation.
This was back in the 90s?
It was 34 years ago.
Wow,
yeah.
They had the gamma knife technology back then also.
Yeah.
Nice.
They have this gamma knife. And I did that. And when I found that the surgeon told me that he could not remove all of it because I would be put onto a very high risk that the sagittal sinus, the vessel may rupture, and then I would go into a coma, and he felt that it was safer to just keep it there and treat it with radiation.
Okay.
So after the operation, I went for this gamma knife, and 6 months later, as a follow-up of the treatment, they found that the tumor, the remnant of the tumor, that 30%, was still active and growing again. And at that time, I had 3 kids, 4 years old, 2 years old, and one that was just born. And I thought that they were so young, and I wanted to be a responsible father to bring them up. And I said, I'm going to heal myself. And that was a time when I opened myself to all different modalities of healing. And that is where I discovered many other things along the way.
It's interesting when you I think like as physicians, right? When we go into this episode of like modern medicine had some form of limitation towards whatever we were practicing, there's this phase of this unlearning or acceptance and relearning a whole new dynamics of medical science.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think our understanding of medicine has made tremendous progress in the last 3-4 decades, but there's still a long way ahead for us to understand a lot of things that we have not fully understood it. So yes.
True. So how did you then step on earth back?
Okay. So I came to understand about earthing is because when I was born in Port Dickson, as a beach boy, I would run in the beach barefooted, swim, run on the grass and everything else, and had great childhood days. But I also realized that many of us today in this age and time, that we stay in high-rise building or even in landed property, most of the time we wear slippers, sandals in the house, and we have lost touch with that, with Mother Earth, And Earth provides us all this free electron, that is beneficial to our health. But we kind of have lost touch with that, Just to share a little example, I had a veterinary friend, a veterinary doctor, who told me that he says that the amount of problems from those pets that lives in, domestically with us in the house or in the apartment, he says that they seems to have a lot of health problem as opposed to those animals that live in the open or wild animals. They heal by themselves. And a lot of these things. Everyone was thinking that most of the animals out there, they have this grounding because they run on Mother Earth, and they are a lot healthier than those animals or pets that we keep in the house, Yeah.
Yeah. So that gets me to another question. Like when we see, like today, like in Singapore, you have a lot of multi-level living options, and now we see a lot of condo and condominiums and apartments built in Kuala Lumpur as well. And you think that we are getting away further from Earth? Does it impact our body?
Certainly, especially so. Not only are we away from Mother Earth, in that earthing sense, but today we are also very much exposed to electromagnetic, kind of field, radiation that comes from our computer, from our cell phone, everything around us. Our Wi-Fi, even the batteries that you have, you have around, like, a lot of devices that run on battery, they emit EMF as well. So I think it is good and important for us to be conscious about how we should go back and reset the equilibrium in our body, And this is where, this earthing came into my life. I was in America for a conference, and I met the author of this, Clinton Ober. He was in the conference, and I met him, and we became very good friends. And that was how I first learned about this earthing, that we can use technology today, all right, to make it possible for us to be grounded, even if we're in high-rise building, in the office, and so on and so forth. Because many of us spend 8 hours in the office on our computers and so on. So there's a lot of that
electromagnetic
field that we are absorbing, but we do not discharge them. And one easy and cheap way to do it is grounding.
Okay. So going back to, since you mentioned that, how did your journey into Gaia 1 International then moved on from being technically a mainstream infectious disease specialist? In fact, you mentioned during our quick chat earlier that you were there at the forefront when SARS was going around in Singapore, especially. How is that transit?
I think that's a good question. I believe that infectious disease is here to stay. There will be many more other unknown infectious disease that mankind would have to encounter or face and overcome that. And generally, I think, like for example, in the case of COVID-19 or any other type of infectious disease, oftentimes they are caused by viruses. And for viruses, you don't treat with antibiotics unless you get secondary infection. So when you think about this infection from viruses, the only way that we can actually recover is our immune system.
Agree.
And if you have a strong immune system, we are able to overcome. earthing is one of the channel in which we help to build and boost our immune system as well. So I think aside from this kind of immune system, earthing helps in your sleep problem. A lot of people have insomnia, they can't sleep well or have deep sleep. This does help. And also, earthing also helps to reduce inflammation of the joints and cells and so on and so forth. And it's also very good, generally that you feel better rested, And when we are better rested, your immune system is also
Correct.
good. And of course, one of the most important things is that there are a lot of research studies in this book that have shown that this earthing helps in the blood circulation, because most of our medical condition are a result of poor blood circulation, or you have impairment, and that's where you start having a lot of other medical issues as well.
Correct. The ancient medicine practices always relates this phase to a lot of this acidity position. So there's a lot of this positive charge being developed in the body. So everybody thinks that it's like a discharge activity when you go and ground yourself, but actually not. You're actually pulling out ions from the earth. So you're using negative ions from the ground to neutralize your positive ions in the body. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's free of charge.
So I even discussed with some of the patients in regards to grounding, where I said that, look, we always been chasing these days for the best antioxidants, whether it's in a capsule form, whether it's in a form of plant-based fruits, vegetables, or even some fancy IV drip therapies these days, which we have. But let's go back to basics. Let's go back to basics, like this free energy that Earth provides, and this whole beautiful circadian rhythm, and how our geomagnetic position of our Earth generates this negative and positive charge in the body. So we just now need to learn how to tap into it. Okay, I'm going to go first towards the natural approach. Then we're going to look at alternative suggestions. So what will be your best way to ground?
The best way to ground is go barefooted.
Kaki ayam.
Walk on the grass, outside. Or if you're at the seaside, walk on the beach and whatever.
Or a stream or something.
Yeah, stream or whatever, And that's what the most effective and yet no cost at all, the cheapest way to ground yourself.
And how long would you suggest someone to do that?
Now, it all depends on that person's lifestyle. If a person who is very close to nature, he often goes there, then maybe, it happens to him every now and then. But for people who are, the all day and night, 7/24, or 24/7, they are playing with their computer, they are playing with their phone, and a lot of those environment that emits a lot of electromagnetic, radiation, they probably would need more than those people who are more outdoor people.
Yeah, but less. Their jobs require less contact with gadgets.
Right.
Okay, and there's one interesting theory also about the grounding thing. It's about something called as this collective charge. Meaning to say is that just like how if you have two contact points in a dynamo or a motor. If you keep tapping the touch point, the motor just moves and then it moves and it just stops and all that. But if you have something like constantly on a static position, then the charge is constantly flow, and sort of the grounding point where you have it accumulates the charge. Is that true?
Yes.
It's true. Huh?
That's true.
Okay, so I'm right, lah. So I always told my patients, like, sometimes if you go into like nature, if you want to walk, it's fine, but if you just stay put to one place, you can technically accumulate the charge because you are having a constant contact point with the ground.
True.
Okay, so with Gaia One International, what are you all doing so far? And maybe I just want to begin with this mat. So how did you come up with this simple mat idea, yet very, very light? And how do you use it, and what's the idea behind this mat?
Okay. The idea behind it is that even if we are not outdoor, on the grass, we can still ground ourselves, because all of us in our office building, in our home, in all the electrical sockets that we have, there's always a wire, earth pin there. And that is connected to a earth wire that runs through the building right down to the earth.
Okay.
And what we have here is that you have a pin, all right? You know the 3-pin plug?
Okay.
These 2 pins are plastic.
Okay.
All right, so it doesn't conduct any electrical electricity.
Okay.
But the 3rd pin here is the earth pin.
Okay.
All right, it's the grounding pin. So what we do is that we just have to plug this in, and then on this
mat,
there is a maybe
pin
you can put it there. I use this.
Okay, sure.
Okay, on this mat, you can see that there is there's a button kind of clip here.
Okay.
And this is connected, the wire is connected to your 3-pin plug, which only have the earth pin.
Okay.
There's no live and neutral, only the earth pin. So there's no electricity at all. All right. And so when it's connected to that one, this whole mat is made of a material that conducts, that conducts electricity. So when you step on it or touch it with your naked skin, and it's connected to the earth wire.
No shoes, huh?
It's connected to the earth wire. So you discharge all the positive ions and things that we accumulate in the body, and the electron comes in to neutralize that.
thing.
Now the whole idea here is about equilibrium, if I may use the word.
Okay.
Our body, to stay healthy, we need to be in a state of equilibrium. And when you have a lot of these charges in the body due to electromagnetic EMF and things like that, our the equilibrium kind of is shifted, and we need to bring it back to what nature has given us in order to enhance our immune system and our general health, in that sense. So this mat is with that purpose, to ground us while we are working in the office or back at home. We also have slippers, or things that, and underneath the slipper, there's actually a device in there that connects to the earth, that when you walk on the slipper, when you wear the slipper and walk around, it also discharges.
Wow, that reminds me of something like they had last time, because of this Dutch wooden shoes. Those shoes were sort of like a grounding mechanism, because they were made of wood. And today, all our shoes are all made of rubber and plastic. So
the insulators.
We are all insulators, and we're not discharging anything down. So there's sort of like a place in the slippers
that touches the earth and.
Okay. So what besides this technology, what else are you all working on?
Okay, in Gaia One group of company, we have about 9 companies in our group. Our primary focus is in the field of science, technology, medicine, and healthcare. So we have 9 different companies with different focuses. And our company called Gaia Health focuses on technology and devices that helps us, to improve our health, enhance our immune system. And this covers a broad range of products, and like, for example, if you're diabetic, you don't have to carry a glucometer anymore. And all you need to do is carry your smartphone, which every one of us has today. You just plug in a little device, the size of a thumb, you plug in, and this becomes the glucometer. Okay. And the app is actually you can download the app for free, and that's where you can actually monitor
track
your blood sugar any place, anytime.
Yeah. I think with all of these AIs and wearables, this is going to be a future of medicine.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah. So besides that, any other researchers you all are also doing? You've got 9 companies. That means you've been doing a lot of things in medicine.
We also one of a company called BioShield Asia and BioGuard Asia. We are specialists in designing, as a specialist consultant for designing research facility that deals with infectious agent.
I see.
Because you cannot deal with infectious agents like viruses and bacteria in a lab in the school. You need, proper design where you have containment in a negative pressure zone, and for pharma company where we do GMP, also you have positive, kind of a zone and so on and so forth. So Gaia Group, we deal with all kinds of technology. Like Gaia Science, we deal with all sorts of research equipments, that are required by doctors and scientists to do their research, because they can't do their research with their naked hand or their eyes, naked eyes. So we provide these tools, and it's spread from medical research to environmental, to food technology, to semiconductor, to material science, you name it, we are there.
So as you look towards some products like this fantastic grounding mat, it's so light, so easy. It feels like it's made of like leather. Is there any specific material towards the product in order for us to ground?
Yeah, yes. Actually, basically, it must be a conductor.
Okay.
All right, and there are many different materials that can be used for that. We even have bed sheet with silver lining.
Okay.
On the bed sheet, that you just use it as a bed sheet, and when you sleep on it, there's also a button connector on the bed sheet that you just plug into the earth wire, and with the little fine silver kind of thread, you actually ground yourself as well. Okay. And we also have those that for pillow, for example, and different things. So the material that are used must be a good conductor.
Okay, as long as it's a good conductor, then it's able to. So
Yes.
no matter like how the position of the product is, this doesn't have to be just on the food. Can it be just like maybe on your
Yes.
on your table, just like because you're always in contact with your arms on the device? It's also possible.
You can use it at the foot level, because in the office very often people take off their shoes, when they stay in the office for 8 hours a day, and they can just tap on it. But you must not wear socks, and you must be barefooted, or your hand or whatever you can put on a grounding mat, and then that is connected, and that will help you to discharge any excessive of this radiation that you receive as well.
Is there any difference of a product like this which is connected to the earth wiring compared to how fast you get discharged when you go to the ground? Is
Of
there
course.
any comparison just to ask?
Yeah, I think it's a good point, because all these wires and things that we use for connection, they have a property of the metal used, like copper or whatever, the silver thread and things like that. All of them have different resistance that you measure in terms of ohms. But when you go out and walk on barefooted on the grass, you're direct. So that will be the more effective way. But of course, if many of us in our lifestyle, we can't go out to the open, this is an alternative.
Okay, understand. And what we're going to do now is we're going to maybe do a small experiment on how the device works, and how when we don't have the device on, how the frequency is in the body, and also how it will be when we get the machine and the device on.
Certainly.
Okay, so jom, let's do it. Okay, so we are assisted by Mr. Greg here. So we're going to show a bit of electromagnetic experimentation. So this is a multimeter, digital multimeter. So Greg, maybe you want to explain a bit?
Yeah, so this is the multimeter voltmeter. Okay, so if I hold this thing, as you can see that the reading goes up.
See.
Yeah.
So the reading is at averaging about 5.6 to 5.2.
So if I touch this mat here,
immediately the number drops
Yeah.
to almost 0.3 to 0.9.
yes, so it drops quite significantly.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so what is happening? Okay, now if you remove your hand, okay, so it already increased to 5.62 already.
Yes.
The reading. Okay,
So
try
this,
again.
This is my body electrical charges the weight.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is where the mat works. This is how it works. That means immediately we are grounded.
So there is no electricity being used technically at the moment.
No.
The only thing that we're using is technically the point, which is you can see here.
Correct.
So if I take this off now, immediately
Then it's not going to work.
it's not going to work. See, straight away it's
Yeah.
7 point
Yeah.
and it's heading towards higher 9.2 and stuff.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
So if I plug it back again and you hold, immediately it drops to 0.3.
So doctor, I want to show you another thing. This
Yeah,
is,
sure.
This is my laptop. Okay. Okay, so this is my MacBook Pro, and I've been using this MacBook Pro for the past 12 years. Okay, and I'm sure everybody knows this laptop or this MacBook Pro, where a lot of people uses it as well. So okay, I just put it here. Okay, so now if you look, if I hold this right, and the reading says now it's 10 because the MacBook is very near to me, and if I bring my hand closer, as you can see, the reading will increase.
Yeah.
Now it is
12.
12. I'm
13.
just near to my MacBook only. Okay, so I even if I touch it,
Yeah.
means it's
Overloaded.
OL. Okay, means it's already very high already, the reading. So as you can see, by just coming near to my MacBook, and even the reading is already show, but as soon as I touch this mat,
Maybe the reading drops
drops.
to 0.9,
Yeah.
0.8.
So that's why it's always good to have the mat with you when you are grounded, and you are always being it cut off all this EMF and all these additional electrical charges, when you are doing your work. So this mat is like bringing the grass to your home, like bringing the soil to your home or to your desk, working desk, or you can put it on your bed, and so that you are able to discharge or receive all these benefits from Mother Earth.
Ah, that's nice. Okay, good. I want to try that. Kalau sekarang ni, kalau saya pegang kontak, tengok angka tu berapa sekarang?
10.
10. Okay. So kalau saya sentuh je, nampak tak?
Oh, dia turun.
Turun terus. So saya telah membumikan diri saya. So this is technically how earthing works. Without contact, the number straight away naik, and then we have something that's a pot to hold. Immediately the conductor ni akan discharge ataupun ni akan charge tu. So see, leave, it's 10. Tengok saya, zoom sekali. See, leave is 10. I touch, straight away the numbers drop.
Yeah.
So that's the power of earthing, that how you can discharge all your get all your negative ions to neutralize all your positive ions in your body. Doc, where do we go from here with you see, we are now exposed to so much of electronical gadgets, going far away from nature, and living higher and higher. And we know there's going to be more 5G towers being rolled out. We know there's this exposure of electromagnetic fields coming more and more. I mean, 10 years ago, we didn't have Wi-Fi. We were still working on LAN wires. And today, the Wi-Fi is not turned off at home. And in our fraternities, we're always only worried about the only thing is like you have a nuclear radiation or gamma radiation. You don't have to worry about microwaves. You don't have to worry about e-smog. You don't have to worry about EMF. What's your take on this? I mean, I kind of feel that we share the same feeling today. Like, we cannot neglect all of these things that are coming, but we cannot deny technology. At the same time, we need to find some room of protection for ourselves, to insulate ourselves. Am I rightly say that?
Thank you, Dr. Roland. I think you have hit where I think humanity must come to understand this consciousness. So I believe that technology will continue to evolve. Some will become more hazardous. Some will be beneficial to health. But I think the bottom line is that it's about consciousness. When we are more conscious about the harm or the hazards around us, and also then we know how to sort of keep that equilibrium by finding other alternative or ways whereby we can actually sort of keep ourselves healthy, and also to enhance our immune system so that we can tackle any kind of medical condition that we may be exposed to. So you're absolutely right. I think the key word here is about consciousness and awareness. Then you know what to do and what not to do.
So before we wrap up, any short takes, Dr. Chua, before I'm going to go and give this special giveaway, but stay tuned. Anything you'd like to say before we wrap up our conversation today?
I want to thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to come here with this podcast recording, because I think for the whole world, why people are in better health and others are not is also a question of their understanding of medical science, including traditional kind of medicine, principle of traditional medicine. And I think they all play a part, because as I said that I had a brain tumor. I did what medical science could do for me, but there was a limit there. And I had to find other ways to heal myself as well. So I therefore have a lot of respect for all other modalities of healing, in addition to what conventional medicine offers.
Great. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Chua Tin Min, all the way from Singapore to discuss about how grounding works and how does an alternative using a grounding mat can help you. So today we're going to give away 2 grounding mats, and all you need to do is subscribe to Lesung Batu Medic Show, number 1. Second, send us your email. And the third one is I'm going to ask you a simple question, and the question is, take this question: what kind of charge does the earth provide to your body? Is it A, positive charge, or is it B, negative charge? So for those who submit the questions in, we will have a lucky draw, and you will get to win this sent to you to your home absolutely free. 2 lucky winners. So send in the submission before the 7th of January 2025. So with that, I'd like to end today's Lesung Batu on reflection of medicine has gone through a long period of journey of science, of practice. We have so many advancements of products, drugs, technologies, diagnostics, but one thing we need to also reflect on is getting back to the basics, getting ourselves grounded and getting ourselves back to earth. So with that, don't forget to like and subscribe to Lesung Batu Medic Show, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and also Instagram. Until we meet next time, kita lesung kau. Okay, done.
Thank you.
Okay, come. Maybe now kita cut. Kita just do the recording on the